Verbal violence is everywhere. It creeps into our daily lives whenever we open our mouths, often leading to arguments, harsh criticism, or even cold silence. We've all been there, feeling misunderstood, defensive, or deeply hurt after a conversation that went wrong. We often ask ourselves, why can't we just speak to each other with kindness? And how can I make sure people actually listen to what I have to say? There's a communication method, used by experts for over 60 years, that can change the way you connect with everyone around you. It is called Nonviolent Communication, or NVC. To understand it, think of two distinct ways of communicating, the Jackal and the Giraffe. The Jackal represents violent communication. Like a predator, it is grounded in criticism, judgment, and the desire to label others. Jackal language is full of commands, threats, and attempts to force others to do what we want. When a jackal's needs aren't met, it attacks, aiming to make others feel guilty or wrong. It focuses on finding out who is right and who is to blame. In contrast, the giraffe represents nonviolent communication. Giraffes have the largest hearts of any land mammal, symbolizing empathy, inclusivity, and compassion. Their long necks allow them to see the bigger picture, helping them observe situations from a higher vantage point rather than getting stuck in the mud of blame. Giraffe language is not about judging. It is about stating facts honestly and expressing your inner needs. To master this method, you need to follow 4 simple steps: observation, feelings, needs, and requests. The first step is observation. Before you speak, observe what is actually happening. A common mistake is to confuse observation with evaluation. If you walk into a living room and see your partner relaxing on the sofa, saying, "You're lazy," is an evaluation. It's a judgment. A true observation would be, "You are sitting on the sofa." When we mix our own judgments with observations, the other person will naturally hear criticism and get defensive. As the philosopher J. Krishnamurti once said, observing without evaluating is the highest form of human intelligence. The second step is feelings. After you state your observation, share your emotions. Many of us struggle here because we were often taught that expressing feelings makes us look weak. However, showing your true feelings isn't a sign of vulnerability. It's a bridge to understanding. Be careful not to confuse feelings with thoughts. Saying "I feel like you don't care about me" is not a feeling. It's a judgment in disguise. A real feeling is "I feel sad," "I feel lonely," or "I feel anxious." Use phrases like "I feel," followed by an honest, emotional word. The third step is needs. Every feeling stems from a deeper, unmet need. We all have universal human needs, such as the need for respect, safety, companionship, or efficiency. When you express your feelings, explain the need that drives them. If you say, "I'm upset because you came home late," that is just a complaint. But if you add, "because I really need to feel supported," you are explaining the need behind the feeling. This helps the other person understand why you are hurting, rather than just feeling attacked. The fourth step is the request. To make a conversation actionable, you must state what you want the other person to do. Without a clear request, your listener will be left wondering, "What do you want from me?" However, there is a catch. A request is not a command. If the other person feels they have to say yes to avoid punishment or criticism, it is a command, and they will likely react with resentment or resistance. A genuine request respects the other person's freedom to choose. It should be concrete, positive, and clear. Avoid vague requests like "I want you to be more considerate," and try something like, "Would you be willing to help with the dishes after dinner?" Let's apply this to a real-life scenario. Imagine a couple. The wife comes home after a long, stressful day carrying groceries and finds her husband lounging on the sofa. Instead of shouting, "You're so lazy, you never do anything to help me," she uses the NVC method. She might say, "When I come home from work and see you sitting on the sofa, I feel overwhelmed because I really need help with the housework. Would you be willing to take these groceries to the kitchen and help me get the kids ready for bed so I can rest for a moment?" By following these 4 steps, the wife isn't blaming the husband. She is describing her reality and sharing her needs. The husband, in turn, is less likely to feel attacked and more likely to step up. Nonviolent communication is not about being a pushover or people-pleasing. is a powerful tool for clarity. It moves us away from defensive reaction-based communication and toward a world where we can acknowledge our feelings and ask for what we need without conflict. It takes practice, but once you start identifying your observations, feelings, needs, and requests, you will find that people are much more willing to hear what you have to say. Start small, stay consistent, and watch how your relationships transform. Like and subscribe for more cognitive insights. Have a nice day.